Brock Lesnar is back in WWE, and in a very impactful way, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's going on with Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and more. Starting things off with the return of Brock Lesnar, heading into the street fight between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. The big feeling in the community was that something big had to happen during the closing moments of Summerslam. And you had a lot of things floating around out there in the community. Some fans were thinking The Rock was going to show up. Other fans were really expecting to see a Cody Rhodes heel turn. None of those things ended up happening. But what did happen was the unexpected return of Brock Lesnar. There's been a lot of recent mention of Brock's name on television in recent weeks, and they even made Brock Lesnar the cover star for the company's recently released list of the greatest SummerSlam matches of all time. So you can say there was a little bit of rumblings there from fans that caught on to that, but still, no one actually expected the return of Brock Lesnar to take place here in this spot, especially with everything that's been happening outside of the ring over the last few years. With how he was being softly erased from history, how the WWE 2K team completely removed him out of their last 2 video games, there were just a lot of signs that Brock's return and clearance was a while away from happening. But to everyone's surprise, they did it. They brought him back here at SummerSlam. After Cody won the title from John Cena, Cody quickly left the ring so that John Cena can have his final moment at his last SummerSlam event. But to Cena and everyone else's surprise, Brock Lesnar's music plays for the first time since SummerSlam 2023. The last time Brock was seen was 2 years ago, at this exact event, and he now returns on the same exact show. Brock marched down to the ring, took his hat off, and proceeded to drop John Cena with an F5, which makes it very clear that John Cena is the confirmed first target of this return run from Brock Lesnar. Lots of fans are asking about the story and purpose for Brock Lesnar coming after John Cena. What's the message? What's the reasoning? What's the narrative there? If Cena still had the title, the story probably would have been a bit clearer. If Cena retained the title at SummerSlam, overcame Cody, and now Brock comes out, that does make a lot of sense. Maybe at that point, Brock Lesnar got tired of seeing John Cena's farewell tour and got tired of him marching around with the title. So Brock came out to put an early end to the farewell tour and try to end Cena's title reign. That could have been the story with the title remaining on Cena. But with the title no longer being in play, that does make the story a bit harder to see right off the bat. A lot of fans were arguing some great points like, why didn't Brock go after Cody, go after the person that has the championship? Why go after John Cena, who no longer has a title, or has anything to really take there? Well, it looks like the story between Brock Lesnar and John Cena could simply be based off their history. John Cena has had a lot of great rivals over the years. A lot of fans like to mention names like Randy Orton, Edge, The Rock, or CM Punk as being the biggest rival of his career. But a name that can't be forgotten there is also Brock Lesnar. Brock and John go all the way back with each other to the days of OVW, over 25 years ago, when they were both first breaking into the scene of pro wrestling. And then in the early 2000s, Brock and Cena would meet inside the WWE ring for the first time. And then in 2012, a very similar return for Brock Lesnar took place. He returned to the company after his run in UFC to interrupt John Cena and also take him out that night. And then 2 years after that, the SummerSlam 2014 match, where John Cena was absolutely dominated by Brock Lesnar for the world title in a match that literally birthed Suplex City. So when you think about Brock Lesnar and John Cena, they've had huge feuds with each other across the last 3 decades. They feuded in the 2000s, in the 2010s, and now in the 2020s for one final time. So we'll obviously have to wait and see if a real story and reasoning will be given by Brock Lesnar for targeting John Cena. But as of this moment, it appears that this match is happening one last time, because Brock is a legendary opponent for John Cena. We kind of saw this earlier in the year where Cena found himself feuding with Randy Orton and CM Punk, just writing a proper final chapter to all of those iconic feuds. It looks like that's what's going on here once again, one final closing chapter to the career-long rivalry between John Cena and Brock Lesnar. It's been a long time since their last match together, and in that last match, John Cena basically got no moves in at all. So over a decade later, but Cena can finally be out for revenge on Brock Lesnar. Another confirmed detail about this whole Brock Lesnar versus John Cena program is that Brock will be portraying a heel. That's kind of where Brock was at when he was last seen in the company. He turned heel on Cody Rhodes back in 2023 and remained heel for a majority of that final year. Brock did raise Cody's arm during that SummerSlam match 2 years ago, but outside of that moment, he was a full heel during his most recent run. So it looks like Brock is back in that heel position for his final match against John Cena, which is pretty familiar for him because Brock has been the heel in his last 2 big programs against John Cena. So now that the title is gone and Cena has turned babyface, This appears to be the plan for the final few months of his career. John Cena is back as the superhero babyface that's trying to take down these monstrous heels one last time. Brock Lesnar being one of those monstrous heels that's standing in his way again. So that program will be a nod to their past, maybe a little bit of fan service there with lots of heavy nostalgia and callbacks, but hopefully it's still a great individual story on its own. Triple H also revealed on the Summerslam post-show that John Cena did give the company a list of matches and moments he wants to have before the end of the year, and Triple H says they're hard at work trying to make most of those things happen. So judging by Triple H's comments, it's possible that Brock Lesnar was one of the names on John Cena's wish list, and they made it happen. That's now a reality. This is the last feud fans expected to see during John Cena's farewell tour, but now that's actually happening, everyone will soak it in for sure. Now let's get back into the actual result of the SummerSlam main event, and that was Cody Rhodes digging down deep to finally dethrone John Cena as champion. Lots of expectations and conversations for Cody Rhodes turning heel in this matchup. Cody did not end up turning heel, but there were a handful of eye-opening moments that gave you some cause to pause. Definitely a few moments that made you wonder if Cody was either desperate and willing to do anything to win, or was he giving more into his dark side. Moments like grabbing the title and going to swing at Cena's face with it. That move was a signature move for heel John Cena. So for Cody to use it here without hesitation was definitely strange. Same thing goes for Cody using the steel part of the turnbuckle to repeatedly hit John Cena with. Just a lot of things sprinkled in the match that can really make you think twice about where Cody is at right now in his mindset. So the heel turn didn't take place at SummerSlam, but could the weight of this second reign and maybe the fans slowly turning on Cody, could they lead towards that heel side slowly coming more to the surface? Another thing fans are worried for when it comes to the start of Cody's second world title run is if it will be overshadowed by everything happening right now with Brock Lesnar and John Cena. The early assumption there is that, yeah, it will probably be overshadowed by those two massive names competing in that final program against each other. But either way, Cody is a big name himself. He got the title back, so he should still be fine regardless of if the Brock and Cena program takes the spotlight away from him for a bit. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.